And we are live. I'm hoping my mic is coming through. Welcome, everybody. It's been a while since I've done anything. Ooh, I'm getting echo. I seem to have something turned on elsewhere. Whoops. Why is that happening? I don't know. So it's been a while since I've been here, so running stuff, so my tech is a little bit forgetful on my side. Oh, that's coming from there, that's why. I know what I'm doing. So yes, welcome everybody back to the Drunk Storytellers podcast live stream thing that I do. This time we're going to be playing some Alien, the multi-award winning game Alien and their new scenario Destroyer of Worlds, which just won 3 Ennies, I think. Was it 3 or was it 4? I can't remember now. 3. Yes, 3. So that's cool. Thank you, Free League, for producing such an amazing game and an amazing scenario. So that's going to be fun. And we're all getting ready to die in space. So this should be fun. I've got some great people here. One of them you see on the screen is not actually here today, unfortunately, but we thought we'd include Fiona because she will be here later. But first of all, we'll go around and introduce everybody who is here. And then we'll kind of get into the game and do some other stuff. So we'll go in a clockwise direction. That's clockwise, isn't it? That way. Yeah. So we'll start with Mark. Who are you, Mark, and what are you doing? Oh, you are muted.
Hello, I'm muted. There we go. I thought I'd be professional and not make any noise while you're doing the introduction. Look, and we're off for a flying start. Yes, I am Mark. I'm the creator and host of the Folklore Podcast, and I am here to die.
Yeah, I've sold this game as you're going to die to these guys, basically, because anybody who knows Alien, yeah, you tend to die. So quite cool. That's Mark. Down below we have Mr. Tom.
Hi, I'm Tom Murr. I'm a storyteller and occasionally I run games for people, but today I'm here to not die, and I'm looking forward to whatever persona I will take, who in the end doesn't die. Hopefully there are plenties to go through.
Well, there's no cat, so unfortunately, and there's no small child in this one, so I can't guarantee anything on that front, Tom. But we'll see. And then next up on the circle that we would have Fiona from What Am I Rolling podcast, but she's unable to make it today. She will be joining us for later sessions of this game. And then last but not least, we have down below me, James.
Hello. I'm James Shakeshaft from the I've forgotten the name of my podcast, the Loremen Podcast, and yeah, I'm absolutely aiming on at the very least being a talking torso by the end of this. I want to at least have my upper body left and maybe some milk coming out of my face. I don't know if we've got replicants in this.
Ooh, androids. Are there androids in this? They're called androids.
They're called androids, aren't they? Yeah. Wrong universe.
Yeah. That's the other game. And if anybody doesn't know this, Free League have actually just picked up the license to produce a Blade Runner RPG. Be out next year. And I am so excited for this. I can't wait. I really want to get my hands on that. So we can play some replicants at some point then.
Oh, that'll be fun.
Yeah.
Time to roll.
Yeah. Cool. So, Fiona's in the chat. She's just posted a message, so she is around, but she can't make it to play the full session, so she's just going to hang around in the chat for a bit.
Hello.
Fiona, James, Fiona, Mark, Fiona, Mark. Even Tom knows her. Tom has suffered already. Cool. So yeah, we are going to play some Alien. I'm going to go through the rules and everything first. We'll have a bit of a chat about the scenario and kind of the things that we need to know first. And then we'll take a little bit of a break, and then we'll start the game. And we'll do a little bit of the story, and then we'll kind of see where it leaves off. See if anybody dies in the first session. So it's going to be a quick kind of overview to start with of what's going on. I've not had as much time hoping to prepare for this as I wanted to. Highlander Alien crossover. Yes. Like that. I'm going to have to stop paying attention to the chat. So yeah, the first thing first, this is Aliens. So why is that not... I actually need to put something in the chat. Alien is the movie. It is an 18 rated movie, and the game itself is a horror sci-fi game and deals with quite a lot of suspense and can get a little bit dark and spooky at times. Not in the kind of like the mooey, ghosty, spooky kind of stuff, but as in things are stalking you in the dark and might jump out at you and eat you kind of horror. So this is a horror game. We have a safe word amongst the players, so if there's anything uncomfortable, we'll use a safe word and we'll move on from that. And it's you guys who are watching, when we actually get to the game, if there's any point in it that you feel uncomfortable with of what's going on, do feel free to take a break, go off, have a drink, and come back again later if you want to. There's no harm in that. We all want to have fun and stay safe doing it, as these players will undoubtedly find death and destruction along their ways through this new scenario. But right, cool. So, what is Alien? Alien is this beautiful black book that smells of ink. It's like so dark and so well produced that it just smells of ink. But rules-wise, we'll go through some rules first and do all the boring stuff to get rid of all that kind of crap out the way. So, I know you have all played Vesson before. James played it with me a couple of weeks ago, and if you want to catch that up, go into my YouTube and you can watch James talk about fishy whiskey. That was a memorable moment. Mark also appeared in that, and so was Tom, actually. All three of you were in that game. Yeah, so that was good. So you all know Vesson. It's based on the same system, because it's Free League. It uses the Year Zero engine, which is a loaded D6. So you take your stats, your attributes and your skills, turn them into a dice pool of D6, you roll them, you get a 6, and whoop, you've passed. So that's the very, very basis of this game. And it's the very basis of most Free League games. So if we ever play anything else, that's what you get. You get the same thing in Things from the Flood, Tales from the Loop, Mutant Year Zero, and I'm hoping Blade Runner when it comes out next year. That would be really cool. But with this being a suspenseful, dark, stalky horror game of aliens trying to eat your face off, there's a few extra things in this that we need to talk about. So, whereas in Vesson and Things from the Flood, you only need 1d6. You only need 1 6. What can happen in this is if you get more than 1d6, you can do something fun. You can do something what's known as a stunt. So depending upon what skill you're rolling, depends on what stunts you can do. So in the book, there are loads of these things, and when you do this, I will read them out to you and give you the choices. But if you, for example, are trying to... Let me find a skill. That's all about that. So let's say you're doing mobility, a mobility check. So this is kind of like agility stuff, like running, jumping, moving over difficult terrain. And I say you need to do a mobility check. If you roll 2d6, if you roll 2 6s, you get to do a stunt. You can give one of the 6s to another player for an extra action, doing the same situation as you. You can gain a modification to a later skill roll, or you can impress somebody. So you can do acrobatic tricks as you flip over, and you can kind of gain a bit of an impression on somebody and make them like you more. So you get these stunts, and you get to choose kind of what you want to do with them. The more 6s you roll, the more stunts you get to do. So that's kind of cool. However, it's not all plain sailing and good things in this game. So it's not all kind of backflipping over crates and shooting aliens in the forehead as you blaze your assault rifles at them. The game does actually kind of build tension with something called stress dice. So these are extra dice that you will roll at a point during the game. After you've gained them, you have to gain stress dice. They kind of do good things for you. So they still count. 6s on the stress dice still count. So you can still get stunts and you can still succeed with them. However, if you roll a 1 on your stress dice, the situation you are in is a little bit too stressful for you. It's like you are starting to panic a little bit and things are getting to you too much. And you have to make what's known as a panic roll. Panic roll is just a normal d6 plus your stress level, and there's a table that we check on what happens there. And this can be from anything from you just fail the action, because you're like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to run into that room and start blazing at that weird alien creature that's ripping someone's face off. That's a really stupid idea. To completely freezing and unable to do anything, to running away and screaming and crying like you've just lost complete control. To one of the special skills which some of the characters have called overkill, where you just go mental and run around shooting and stabbing everything until everything is dead or you're dead. So stress dice can help you. As the tension builds, you become more hyper aware of everything, but then it can really mess with you as well. And you can get more and more stress dice as the game goes on. You can gain stress dice in many, many different ways. It can be from a situation, like you see someone being eaten by an alien. That's pretty stressful. It's not particularly nice. It could be from one of the other players walking up behind you when you're not paying attention, going boo at you, in that stereotypical kind of way. Running out of ammo is stressful. Running out of food is also stressful. Running out of air is very stressful. And yes, there are things known as air, food, water, and ammo that you can run out of in this game. Also, you can, as we do in Vesson, you can push the roll. So if you fail, you can push the roll to re-roll everything and try and get your 6. This also gives you stress. So basically, nine times out of 10, the thing that you're doing is going to give you stress. So things are just going to start off okay and then go from bad to worse very, very quickly. And that's kind of the basics of the dice system. That's kind of where it all is. It's survival horror that just gets worse and worse and worse as you go through it, as the situation escalates and you just start to panic and worry about everything that's going on. So everything else kind of rules-wise that we'll come across will be with... as they come up in the game, I think. So when we talk about actions in combat and stuff, we'll do that in the game. So yeah, in this, unlike Vesson, where there's a little bit of combat where you can shoot people, this would be a bit of a crap alien sci-fi game if you didn't have a gun that you couldn't shoot something with. There is combat in this, and we'll come to that later. But what we'll do now is we'll move on from the base rules and we'll go into the characters. We'll have a look at these characters and kind of what the characters are, who they are, and why there are 7 of them. And we only have 4 players. So, yes, there are 7 of them, and no one has chosen a character yet. We're going to go through them and discuss them all as a group, kind of what's kind of cool about them, what's not. But there are 7 of them, and all 7 of them will probably be used during this game. So we'll start off with first a selection of 3, and then Fiona will choose one, and we'll have 4. But there are more because this game is designed to kill you. And if you die, I don't want you leaving the game, and the Free League didn't want people just to die and leave the game. So these other characters get brought in, and we hand over the character sheet, and you get to play the new character. They are kind of hanging around a bit in the background, and they occasionally do stuff in the background with the game. So they're NPCs that I will most likely forget about until somebody dies, and then they'll kind of turn up. No, Fiona, you can't pick one who lives because they all die. Everybody's dead, Fiona. Fiona, everybody's dead. hopefully they won't all be dead by the time you join the game. So cool. What's next? Within the character sheets, we'll kind of go through. We'll look at a character sheet together. Obviously, it won't put up on screen because I've not thought of doing that. We'll go through the characters and kind of talk about them and kind of what's on the character sheet and what things represent and stuff. And then I'll tell you a little bit about the secret stuff to do with characters, because not everything that you need to know is on the character sheet, and that stuff is not for everybody's ears or eyes. So, as I say, we have 7 characters. Let's find the character sheets. We have number 1, the top one, we have Dante, Private First Class. Most of these in here are Colonial Marines. Free League have also just released the book Colonial Marines, which is a big supplement to Alien, where it actually allows you to kind of run full campaigns, military campaigns and stuff in this world. I'm not going to go too much into the world setting of this because the world setting is vast. I'll do a little bit when I introduce the scenario, but I'm not going to get into the whole politics of Weyland-Yutani and the UAAC and UPP and the three empires and stuff, because it's quite involved. It's basically the movies plus a lot of the extended comic books and storybooks as well thrown into things, and they're kind of morphed it into their own world and universe. So it's kind of a little bit cool. But anyway, so yeah, we have Dante First Class, Private First Class. This is a Colonial Marine. So the USCMC, I think that's the right US. I can't remember now. My mind's gone blank. But she's a Colonial Marine, and she likes to shoot things. Then we have, who else do we have? We have Hammer, who's just a basic Private Hammer. He's big and intimidating. He's also a Marine. We have Gunnery Sergeant Mason. She's the cool-headed one. Kind of likes to talk and think around things. Again, a Marine. We have Sergeant Iona, who is also a Marine, rifleman, driver, bit of a talker, doesn't really want to be there. We have someone, I don't really want to try and pronounce that name. If anybody wants to have a go at, is it Zidzielski? Zimdzielski? I'm not very good with that.
I wouldn't say that I speak Polish or Czech, but I would pronounce it Zmijewski.
Zmijewski, okay. So Private First Class Zmijewski, this is the hothead of the group, likes to shoot things, likes to get involved and do stuff. Again, another Marine. We then have Captain Silver, very much the leader, the officer of the group, gives orders and things. And then we have Warrant Officer Chaplain, who is the medic and bodyguard of the group. So these are the 7 people that we have. 5 Marines, a medic and an officer. They all have their own talents and things. So who should we look at? Who should we look at first, people? Who do you want to have a look at?
I quite like the look of Dante.
Dante. Cool. Let's have a look at Dante. So cool. Looking at Dante, we see that she has various things on a sheet. So you've got 2 pages of the character sheet. You've got kind of like the blurb of a background and the gear and stuff, and then underneath it you've got the character sheet with all the stats on it. The things that you'll notice here, you've got your basic things. You've got your strength, agility, wits, and empathy. These are your basic abilities, and then you've got your skills. So Dante, she's all right at close combat. She likes heavy machinery. She likes moving and driving, lifting materials and stuff. She's not very mobile. A mobility of 1, but means she can probably make it over most ground. Range combat of 4, so she's shooty, which you'd hope from someone who likes their guns.
She's got an RPG launcher.
Yeah. Rocket-propelled grenade launcher and a
Right,
pulse rifle.
not a role-playing game. Good.
No,
Because that would not help.
Launching role-playing game. Well, I don't know. Some of these books are quite heavy. I wouldn't like someone throwing these at me.
I'm gonna give you a stern sighting.
On page 104, it clearly states that is the rule. Yeah. So yeah, she's got that. She's got a pulse rifle, which also has a grenade launcher attached to it. So she likes her grenade launchers. And got a pistol, a combat knife. She's got armor, tactical cam and commune. She's got quite a lot of stuff. She has 2 talents. So she has the banter talent and the weapon specialist talent. Banter is she's got the bants. She knows how to talk. During moments of relaxation when you're not being hunted and killed, you can reduce your stress level, which is very, very useful because your stress level will ramp up. And so kind of having this, allowing it to kind of calm down is kind of cool. Weapon specialist, you have to choose one of your weapons and it gets you +2 more dice to that weapon when you're using it. So if you really just want to go mental, you can put +2 onto the RPG and just start popping grenades into things' heads and stuff. So she's kind of cool on that. Now, there's 2 things on here, well, three things on here that we've not talked about. You've got your signature item. Like in Vesson, where you have your, I can't remember what's called in Vesson, but you have your special item that allows you to kind of connect yourself to certain things. The signature item here allows you to de-stress. If you can role-play a situation where you use your signature item, so here Dante's is a folded discharge papers. So if you can say somehow how interacting with this will calm her, you can lower your stress levels with that. The other 2 things on here, you've got a buddy and a rival. Your buddy is somebody in the group who you are friendly with, hence buddy. Rival is somebody who you don't like in the group and you're going to argue with and you're probably going to get annoyed at. So Dante's buddy is Hammer and her rival is Chaplin. And so that's most of the stuff on there. I think the character sheet has all the rules for the weapons on there, yeah. It's got all the rules for the weapons on there. Yeah, so you've got your consumables, air, food, power, and water. These things you will need to keep track of because when they run out, yeah, stress levels go up. And I will kind of keep that flow going and I'll make you make those rolls as we go along and do those. I think that's most of the thing on the character sheets that we have. There is one extra thing that is not included on the character sheet. And you'll receive little hints from me as we go through the game. Each character has a hidden agenda that they are trying to complete throughout the story. There are 3 acts in this scenario. At the beginning of each act, each player will get a new hidden personal agenda. So these won't be told to anybody but the person who chooses that character. I know what they are. How this works in a rules kind of way is if you manage to work towards this agenda, and I feel like you have worked towards the agenda, you get what's called a story point, which is kind of like an XP point in a way for what's known as a cinematic thing, and you get to kind of spend those for re-rolls and stuff later in the games. So it is kind of useful to actually try and role play towards these, and not the agendas don't always match other people, and so conflicts can arise because other agendas argue with other people's. So expect there to be arguments, I think is what we can say here. So yeah, that is kind of an overview of Dante. She has some good armor. She's got an armor value of 6, which is kind of cool, and lots of really cool weapons. Lots of cool weapons. So James says he likes the look of Dante. Does anybody else like the look of Dante? Do we have our first argument already? No? Mark shaking his head. Tom?
Well, yeah, I didn't necessarily want to be her straight away. I just was I quite like the look of her vibes.
Yeah, she's kind of probably someone I would like to go for. Like, she's got a RPG. I would.
I like the bant. I like that she's got bant power.
Someone else has banter, I think.
Do they? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Not Chaplin.
No, not Chaplin. He's not very good.
Is it anti-bant?
He's anti-bants, yeah.
But isn't Chaplin the milkman?
Chaplin is the medic, yeah. He doesn't have banter.
You're-
He doesn't calm you down.
No, but he doesn't have blood. If somebody wanted to play a character like this would be my recommendation.
Yeah, the other one who has a banter is Iona, the sergeant. Sergeant Iona also has got past the limit, so likes to go and will push themselves. The sentence is when the going gets tough, the tough gets going. And now I've got that song in my head.
Always got a smart gun.
Yeah, and
And
he can
gets
he can
emails.
he can push his rolls twice on strength stuff as well, so that's kind of cool.
Was it not like a smart motorway? Because we'll have to wait about 3 years for it to fire.
Yeah. The lights all turn off. I don't know.
And then it'll just send everything backwards because they've messed up the programming, so you'll just shoot yourself. It'll take you 5 years to do this, but that's one way for you to die.
I really like Mason, but I don't want them to die in the first run.
Mason is the gunnery sergeant, aren't they? Luca Mason. Nerves of Steel and Overkill.
Yes, and they
that's nice.
they
Nerves of
actually
Steel.
have seen some shit before, so those would be great.
Yeah. Is Mason is the one from Afforestation. Yeah. I think if you were going to play Mason, it would be better to have them out at the beginning, for storytelling reasons.
Okay.
It would just make more sense for that to come out now than randomly find that shit out halfway through the game.
Yeah. So then I'm gonna pick Mason and make this short decision. If anybody wanted to take Chaplin, they would be my buddy.
No. And as would come as no surprise to you, Tom, I don't think I do have my eye on Chaplin. Chaplin has the best signature item of everybody.
I have to look.
Now, wait, what is it?
It's a sticky pad of false Charlie Chaplin moustaches.
but notably, he's not got banter, so he just does that deadly seriously.
Yeah.
And it actually
This
is.
does not
It is
remove
actually
any stress.
That
No,
is
you're
amazing.
sure
You sure that's Chaplin, mate?
To be fair, with that face, that I would not want to see him with a
Toothbrush moustache, isn't it? It's called officially. That's the official name. Toothbrush.
I bow to your superior knowledge, very possibly.
The bearded men should know this, but I just twiddle and look like I know what I'm doing, and get told off by Icy Sedgwick for not properly doing a Victorian.
For not waxing the corners
Yes,
or the ends. Yeah.
Next time we play Vestin and Icy's around, I'll endeavour to wax the tash. Hello, Icy, if you're watching. If not, none of this took place.
No, I like Chaplin. I will happily play Chaplin. Age 22 brackets appears 45 close brackets.
Tough paper round.
Yeah.
Can I be Iona then?
Yes.
KL Iona. Personality, nervous. That sounds like me.
Well, yeah, I feel like you've got So in these, you've got little things in here. So yeah, what's Chaplin's personality? Does he have a personality?
His personality is
Yeah. Okay. We
Well,
What I'm gonna
not bipolar.
bipolar. Okay. What we're gonna do, we'll leave it up to you as to how you want to play that one, but obviously that can have certain ramifications for people who may or may not be watching. So we'll play it safely.
I don't see it in that situation. I think it's more because he is openly an android, so it's more bipolar, being between human traits and android traits, not bipolar in the medical sense.
No,
Yeah, I don't think
it's
a
very much
diagnosis.
stuck between the two worlds of being an android. But
yeah.
Cool. Okay, so we all decided then. So we've got Mark is playing our android.
Yes, android or synthetic are the correct terms, Tom, not milkman.
Ooh,
Milky Pete.
Ooh. I think this is going to descend into something. So yeah, we have Chaplain, we have Iona, and we have Mason to start with as our three Marines to start with. So we've got 2 Marines and a medic. Medic is probably good if the medic survives, I feel. So what I'm going to do now is, if you 3 want to just kind of generally talk to the audience and the people who are watching, I am going to individually message each of you the hidden agenda that you all have. This is for your eyes only. Do not share this with the other players.
Where are you messaging this to
This
us?
will be done through Discord.
Thank you.
So I'm just going to mute myself. Hopefully I don't mess everything up when I do this.
I would say, speaking as the medic, that I would agree that the survival of the medic is a good thing.
Yeah. It's got blue. I mean, are we allowed to talk about what's on the sheet? Sorry.
I think so, yes.
He's got blooming bodyguard, though. He's forever chucking himself in front of other people. That's not how doctors work.
Yeah, well, it's alternative medicine.
I mean...
Yeah. Fiona wants to take bets on who dies first.
I don't know. I would guess whoever has the biggest blast radius. I mean...
I've forgotten who everybody's playing already. I'm trying to send you the sheets and I'm like, I can't remember who everyone's playing.
I am
Tom, who are you playing? Mason, isn't it?
I am Mason.
There we go. Right.
Luca Mason.
Yeah, Tom, there you go. There is your agenda.
Ooh.
James, you were...
Hail Iona.
Iona.
Sergeant
Iona. So you're kind of like the one who has the power in the group at the moment, even though you're not the officer.
Really? Am I superior?
You were sergeant, and everyone else, and Mason is only a gunnery sergeant.
And Chaplain is a warrant officer.
Yeah, Chaplain doesn't work for the military, technically.
Chaplain's not a chaplain.
He's not a chaplain either. That is true.
No. It did confuse me when I saw that name. It's like, do we actually have a chaplain in this group? Cool. I'm hoping.
But then in Firefly, Shepherd Book didn't have any sheep, so you know.
No, but he was a shepherd because he was a religious man.
But still no sheep.
No, true.
Thank
Right.
you.
I have sent everybody their agendas. Please do have
my secret stuff now.
Yeah, do have a look at those. Giggle to yourself as you read them.
Spooky secret stuff.
Ignore the secret stuff.
And let me just remember what.
Excellent. Nobody saw me, right?
Oh, and I also need to, because Tom, you have decided to be Mason. There is the Yaphora incident text. It's quite a long thing in one of the pinned messages in the Discord. It's not in the major map. It's in that one which I told you not to all look at. It's in that, so you can go in there. Everybody can read it. It's not so much of a secret thing, but yeah, Tom, you'll need to read that It is, as I say, I pinned it in the group.
Just Tom or all of us?
Just Tom for the moment.
Cool.
If he just has a read of that, and
I
then
feel for authenticity, we should all know the bare minimum.
yeah. It's kind of at the bottom of so it's a PDF. It's at the bottom of the PDF. The rest of it is maps. So we will look at it every now and then. I pound on someone opening an airlock. We'll discuss about airlocks in a bit. This is brilliant because seeing the airlock mentioned there. Yes, this is in space, but it's also not in space. This scenario, and there are rules for air combat and vehicle combat, and it goes all mental, and you can actually kind of have proper dogfights in the game. But we are not. Unfortunately, we're not in space. Technically, we're on a moon for this.
So people can hear us scream.
Yes, people can hear you scream, unfortunately.
It's good we can hear the banshees then.
The sweet, sweet songs.
Yeah, so Tom, just let us know when you've read that story. While Tom is reading that story, does anybody have any questions about anything so far? Have a look at your character sheets. Read the background blurb on each of them, and I just love the fact that Chaplin
None
does
of us have
actually
died yet.
None of you. Give it time.
I have already not died yet.
I fear we're winning already.
Yes.
There are a few games out there. I forgot the most famous one where you can do a life path where you kind of creation of your character where you're rolling dice to kind of like where you were born, where you grew up, and all these kind of things. And there are various games out there where you can on this life path thing you can die before you actually get to the point where your character is in a adventuring group and going off and doing stuff. So there are games where you can die before the game even starts, which is always fun.
I'm ready.
Cool. Mark, are you okay? Ready? Yeah. James?
Yeah.
Cool. Right. In that case, we shall move on to the scenario, the story. So, as I say, this is Destroyer of Worlds. It just recently in the Ennies, which are the like the Golden Globes, but better. What's the better one? Not Golden Globes. What's the really good?
Emmys.
Yeah,
Emmys with a
it's
Murr.
Ennies. It's like that for the RPG community. Free League, I think, won like 8 or 9 in total for printed books. Destroyer of the Worlds won 3. Best cartography, something else, and something else. Best supplement, I think, was one of them. And Vessen won a lot, which was really, really cool. A load of art. They won for all the artwork within it because it is beautiful artwork. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, Destroyer of Worlds in the Alien universe. This is set in around 2180 in the Alien universe. And the Alien universe timeline is a little bit squiffy, which I think 2180 kind of is a couple of 100 years on later than that in our time, due to time dilation effects and things when you travel. And there are 3 major powers in the universe in vying for control of oil. Effectively, it's effectively an oil war through space. You have the United Allied American Command. You have the 3 empires, or the 3 kingdoms, I can't remember which, and you have the United Peoples, the Union of Progressive Peoples. The 3 World Empire and the Union of Progressive Peoples is right in front of me. And they are all vying and competing for control of various oil assets throughout the universe. And there are borders drawn up between them. There are space truckers kind of traveling around, carrying the oil around. Which, whenever I think of space truckers, I always go into Spaceballs. So any Spaceball references, I'm all for in this, even though it's the wrong universe. But yeah, So you are part of a Marine squad. You were all sent to a planet called Kruger, to a system called Kruger 60 to kind of get together to launch an invasion on LV-036, which the UPP has just invaded and taken control of. And so the United Americas Allied Command wants to go back and take control of this area. It's a key area, and you have been sent to a way station to kind of get a fleet together to then go off and launch a counteroffensive. And this is you turn up there in your different squads, and then you are all pulled from your squads, and the fleet is sent on, and you are left in Ariarcus in the Kruger system, alone on this base. And so I'm going to now become Mother, which is interesting. So in this game, the GM, the game's master, is called the game's mother, or just Mother, because the ship in Alien is called Mother. So I am your mother. And so what's the story, Mother? You've all heard of the oil wars. Hell, most of you have been on the front line as the United Americas, the Three World Empire, and the Union of Progressive Peoples have faced each other down over scarce oil reserves. Too many fronts, not enough grunts, as the saying goes. The United Americas Allied Command and the Colonial Marines maintain an uneasy peace as protesters and insurgents cause trouble across the colonies. This is true of the United Americas refining and refueling station on the frozen moon of Ariarcus in the Kruger 60 system, with its oil production and space elevator reaching into orbit from the ground. See, there is an elevator in here, Tom. But the colony is in turmoil and decline. The 2180 Weyland-Yutani census catalogues 200,000 colonists on Ariarcus. In the 3 years since, then all but 2,000 have abandoned the moon for greener pastures. Whilst the military needs of the USCMC are still being serviced, most of the colony is now little more than a ghost town. 1 week ago, the Union of Progressive Peoples annexed the nearby 61 Cygni system. All communication with the colony there on LV-038 was abruptly lost. In response, Allied Command assembled a fleet to take back 61 Cygni, using the Fort Nebraska refueling station in the Kruger 60 system as a staging ground. That's where you are. You're expected to be passing through Nebraska on your way to war, but each of you Marines were pulled from your respective companies before they went FTL, leaving you stranded at the fort on a volatile colony moon, Ariarcus. One of the largest producers in the colonies, Ariarcus is also a hotbed of insurgency. With the UPP moving in on Kruger 60 next, the United Americas has decided to cut its losses and evacuate the colony. But as of this morning, that evacuation was suspended. All civilian and military transports were grounded with no explanation given. With the insurgency problem barely a skeleton crew of military personnel and nearly 2,000 divided colonists stuck moonside, it's only a matter of time before the situation blows up. Now, Major Hatfield from the infamous Sin Eaters unit has summoned you for a special moonside mission. Every Marine has heard of Hatfield, a real soldier who's always put duty first, and his lost arm as a result. His remaining left hand is always resting on the brass hilt of an antique US Model 1852 Marine sword, with its sharkskin grip bound by gilt wire. His hand grips the hilt as he speaks. Okay, listen up. Everything you're about to hear is need to know, and no one else needs to know. Understood? As at 0200 hours, a 4-man Marine squad went AWOL from this base with classified intelligence. Intelligence that, if in the wrong hands, will mean life or death on the frontier. Intelligence that simply cannot and will not fall into enemy hands. Command believes the AWOL's plan to make contact with the Moon's insurgents and defect to the UPP. We're looking for Wojciech, Carvalho, Wright, and Reese. I have some handouts that I'm going to put into the group chat that kind of basically stats of who these people are, so you know who they are and kind of what they should be like. Here's their ugly mugs and all the info we have on them. Anything else about them is classified. I want you to find these defectors for me, confirm their identities, as well as the identities of any other fucker they've passed information to, and bring them in. For the duration, you are Charlie Team. I will coordinate from Fort Nebraska. All communications will go through me on a secure channel. We are thin on leads, so start at the spaceport or that dive bar, Oblivion. Some asshole there's got to have seen them. Remember, there are insurgents out there, so stay alert. I see some looks. I know you've never worked together before, but I cherry-picked your asses because each of you is the best at what you do. So, get it done. Oh, one last thing. Deadly force is authorized. Am I clear? And I know what you're thinking, and you need to forget that shit. These bastards are not Marines anymore. They are traitors. They are shit yourself dangerous. Your orders are to bring him in alive, if you can. But if they present a clear and present threat, you goddamn shoot, and you shoot to kill. Am I clear?
Crystal,
I can't fucking
sir.
hear you.
Crystal.
Sir,
Clear.
yes, sir.
All right. On the ready line, Marines, fall in and move out. And so that is the intro to it. What we'll do now is we'll take our short little break now just to kind of prep everything and restock on drinks and stuff. And we'll move into the first little bit of the actual game itself. As you can probably tell, this is a military campaign. You are soldiers. There will be consequences of you not acting like soldiers.
I'm not.
There will still be consequences. You are seconded to the military. But yeah, you can act how you like, but just be aware you are soldiers and your command is around. So, but yeah, we will take a quick 5-10 minute break to get everything set up ready for adventuring into the city. So, see you all in 5 or 10 minutes. Let me make sure I get the right video to put it right. Cool. See you all in a minute. And we're live, and I'm hoping that James is still eating his tray bake.
I haven't got any to show, but I've just finished a lovely piece of flapjack.
Yeah. I described it earlier to James and Tom, not James, Mark and Tom, when I saw it in your Discord as it's a tray bake. I'm not sure what kind of tray bake it is. So I feel really bad that I don't know my tray bakes.
It is confirmed as a flapjack.
Yes.
Brown.
Yes.
Delicious.
So cool. We are back. I'm hoping everybody has dice. In fact, I don't have dice, but I'm hoping that we don't have to. Unlike a lot of other free league games, you can actually have contested rolls in this. Means I might have to roll dice, which means you might do very, very well. Because my dice rolling is appalling. So cool.
Too.
Right. Let us begin. So you've had your introduction to the story. You have been tasked by Major. I've forgotten his name already. Hatfield, I want to say. Yes, Hatfield, because it always makes me think of London. Major Hatfield has tasked you with going to find this AWOL squad of 4 Marines in the town. And I actually meant to send you a map. Actually, no, the map is in the group in the Discord. It is already pinned. This is the map that won them the Ennie. It is a map of. That's not what I wanted to do. It is a map of the Ariarcus, and then underneath it, I think there's a map of Fort Nebraska, where you currently are. And so he's asked you to, Major Hatfield has asked you to go and look for these people. You've just been in the briefing room, and you are now stocking up on equipment in a room and about to go to the staging area and get into an APC and drive out of Fort Nebraska into the town and go wherever you want to go in the town. So let me find the thing that I want to have a look at. I don't know where it is. This is a really big scenario. So, while I'm trying to find this, is there anything you would like to do? Anything you want to stock up on? Any kind of ammo or food or equipment that you want to load into the APC? Here we go. You are pushed into sub-level 1, the staging area of Fort Nebraska. There's a battered M577 APC waiting for you. It's being refurbished, but it's drivable. The driver is Sergeant Iona. You are the one who is able to drive it.
Cool.
But yes, this is your last. This will be your one and only chance to really get yourself ready, unless you decide to come back later. But I don't think Major Hatfield will be happy if you turn up without anybody. So, is there anything you want to do? Anything? This is a fully stocked military base as well. So,
Can I put any extra armor
on? No.
No.
So you said that although we are waiting for evacuation, that this whole place is already left by most of its inhabitants, right? Like only 2,000 people are left.
There's only about 2,000 people, only 2,000 civilians left. There's about 200 military personnel left on the moon across various different places. So you've obviously got Fort Nebraska where you are. You have the the docking station at the end of the space elevator. There's a marshal's office in town as well that has a few military personnel on it.
So how is the local infrastructure working? Is there still the possibility to get stuff? Although we are waiting for evacuation, so it's probably stashed. Then I think we should pack up a minimum of food and water.
Yeah. Let's just fill the boot of the APC.
Sure.
Because then, we just got a rolling tuck shop then.
The APC can carry how much? So, unlike most RPGs, where most people decide to just ignore the encumbrance rules, it's actually quite key in Alien that you do stick to it, because your air and your ammo and your food has an encumbrance, and you do have to eat in it. So let's just have a look at your APC. That's not where I want to be. How much can you carry in your APC?
A lot.
Passengers, it can carry 13 passengers, maneuverability +1, speed 3, hull 8, armor 8. So I'm going to say there's a fair amount of room in there for you to stock up on stuff. But obviously you won't be able to carry this with you when you go to certain places. It will only be in the APC.
That's all right. We'll just pop back if we need anything. Can I have plenty of smart bullets?
A load of ammo. Let's see where the ammo is. Yeah, I'll say the APC is fully stocked with enough things for you to survive for 3 days. It can't carry more than that.
Right.
Because there are technically 7 of you, even though the other 4 are in vitro. But also, there's enough ammo for a few sustained combats.
Cool.
There's enough food and air and power for weapons and things stocked up for 3 days.
I think I'm gonna. I think we need a lot, but he said take them alive if you can, but I think we just shoot them. Really, at the very least, shoot their legs.
Makes running harder for them, right?
And kicking.
I agree.
I mean,
I think the primary objective is to make sure that this party is safe. And so if the other party of AWOLs is a threat, then we should certainly look to our party to survive first.
I want to get off this ice cube as soon as possible. And I'm not going on a hunt for some shitheads who stole some secrets for days and pass my opportunity to leave.
Well, let's just go out there, find 4 people that fit the right build, shoot their faces off, bring them back.
Just so you're aware, it is an ice cube, and the temperature is currently around -10, and it's midday. So
Chaplin hasn't noticed.
I've got warm. I got my big pullover on.
You've got your Memorial Vasquez headband on.
Yep. Heated.
You are a hothead.
Yeah, literally. Even though you're not playing the hothead. Cool. So, I don't know if you've seen the map, but there are obviously a number of places. There are a fair amount of places that you can visit on the map. Major Heart. I can't find where is it gone again?
He said go to the
Oblivion Bar.
Go to the bar or go to the station were the 2 places.
Yeah.
I reckon the station is a good place to start.
I think it was the spaceport.
Yeah. You're right. Spaceport, the space. It's a station.
It's a space station.
The elevator.
It's got an elevator.
Oh, is that where the elevator goes from? Right. Yeah, let's just go there.
No,
Let's go
the
there.
elevator. Okay, no, the elevator doesn't. So there is some general information you will know about this place. The elevator actually runs through Fort Nebraska. The tethering point is in the center of Fort Nebraska. The spaceport is where spaceships go from.
Okay.
So there's two ways that you can kind of go, and a lot of what you will have known as well when you've come in is the spaceport is where a lot of the civilian population is being evacuated from. The military have gone through the space elevator as it's in the military compounds. So yeah, you've got the spaceport, which is south. Oblivion Bar is also south of where you are. Just looking at the map here. Fort Nebraska is basically smack bang in the middle of Ariarcus.
I reckon let's go to this port. They're not going to be able to get out of here. They're not going to go on the space elevator. So we're going to go to the spaceport because that's the only way. That's the only way they're going to get off this spherical ice cube. So let's go to the spaceport.
I never said it was spherical.
This cube, this undetermined shape ice cube.
There was a planet made of wood in this universe at one point.
There was. It was edited out. It didn't make the second draft.
Just to make it more believable. Yes.
So they couldn't use flamethrowers, I guess. Anyway, let's go. My vote, spaceport. I'm driving. Come on. Sit up here, Chaplin. You do the music.
As you wish.
Let's go. Let's hit the road. You just plug your finger in and just play any song.
Yes, I fancy it's going to be classical by default.
I want some old school stuff like MC Hammer. I suppose that is classical, really, isn't it?
These days, definitely.
Yeah, but do some classical MC Hammer. Or
Okay.
Space Elevator song I was singing.
Yes, a Space Elevator, that well-known hit by the Loremen Pod. soon coming to a space station near you soon. Right, in that case, if we are driving places, shall we have our first dice roll of the game? Just to see how good our driver is at driving.
Good at driving.
So you currently have no stress. You've just been given you've just been given a mission. You're just here to find a load of disappeared Marines. It's so yeah.
Got the tunes on.
Yeah, but
It's fine.
Chaplin is also your buddy, so you're okay.
Yeah, exactly. That's
everybody's
why
buddy. Everybody's buddy with
shotgun.
Chaplin. But is Chaplin a buddy with you? That's the question.
Can he ever be a buddy, a true buddy?
Yes, he can.
So-
And he totally is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we are going to have our first dice roll. We're going to have a piloting roll from our pilot or / driver. I'm going to use piloting for all driving rolls. And this is basically kind of see whether you can navigate a city that you've not been in before. And the APC is a little bit run down. It's not in the best of conditions. So if you lose a wheel and crash into a wall or something. So it's going to be your attribute, which is agility, plus the piloting skill, which will give you a total number of dice. Roll those and try and get a 6. If you fail, then we'll see what happens.
How many dice?
So you've got, I'm looking at your sheet, I'm hoping this is yours. Yes, KL Iona, you have an agility of 3 and a piloting of 2, so that is 5 dice.
Okay. I just got to get 1 6.
1 6.
Here he goes. I got 1 6.
That is great. You have succeeded at navigating the streets of...
Can I do a bit of a wheel spin?
Yeah, coming out of Fort Nebraska, you do a bit of a wheel spin.
Yes.
As you drive through Ariarcus and you kind of see what's happening there. You let me get into the thing here so I actually get the directions right. You head out, and then you start to head straight south down, and you come out of Fort Nebraska is kind of on the border of the North District, and you head through into downtown, which is the more up market kind of area. But this is an ice world of an oil refinery planet, basically. It's wet, it's cold, there's rain sleeting down. You can tell that maybe in the light these buildings would be white fronted, but most of them are prefabs. They're all industrial strength buildings. Some of them are made of containers, have been stacked together, and then you head into the district south, and it becomes a lot more industrialized. There are massive pipes running throughout the city that are that look like oil pipes. They crisscross all over the place. Some of them are rusted and frozen, and it's starting to. It looks like a ghost town. It looks like maybe in the day it would be good, but now there's no one there manning anything in the town. A few of the pipes that you drive past seem to be leaking black sludge out of them. And you head down through the district south. You see a turn off, and you see in the distance a glowing sign which has a red eye outside of it, and you recognise that as the Eye of Oblivion bar. But you keep heading south, and you come to the spaceport. Outside the spaceport, you see it's protected by a really high 5-meter wall. You can see outside the front wall that there is a small military security force, and the sky above it is empty. There is no ships coming or going from this spaceport, which in a time of war, yeah, that kind of makes sense, but this should be a busy spaceport, especially with an evacuation meant to be happening, but there are no ships moving. The control tower, the storm shutters are closed, but you can see light glowing from the hangars of the spaceports. Outside... Ooh. Why does this one always want to run slowly? You can see the gates to the spaceport are open, and inside the spaceport you can see a lot of people waiting inside the spaceport. You should have a map somewhere, I'm hoping, of the spaceport. I'm hoping it's in that one that I told you not to look at. Let me just have a quick look. Nope, you've got the bar, you've got the Marshall Station, you've got some other things, and you've got Fort... No, there's no map. Okay, you don't have a map of the spaceport. Unless it's on that. No, you don't have a map of the spaceport. Only I have a map of the spaceport. Well, that's a bit poo. But you can see on the big map, if you look at the big map at the bottom, there's a it's kind of relatively clear. The gate, outside the gate, you can see the security force, and there is a tank sat outside the gate as well. But the gate is slightly open, and you can see inside there are rather a lot of people. Kind of
great
going around.
We're looking for people. There's probably going to be 4 of them.
Yes, but we won't take just anybody. Yeah, we need our targets. I'm with you in shooting them, but not taking random people.
Fine.
Great.
What's with the old lack of spaceships, though? It's quiet. Too quiet.
It does seem a little strange.
Aren't we like on a lockdown situation? Isn't it like the evacuation should start tomorrow?
We should be able to monitor the radio traffic from the APV, shouldn't we?
And turn off this classical music?
I'm prepared to sacrifice it for a moment to see what's going on.
Fine.
It was pretty nice music, though.
Yeah, that The early, I really like the early works of Rick Astley. So moving. Such a shame what happened to him.
We don't talk about it.
Murdered by Morrissey.
A tragedy. A tragedy. Yes. So
Someone
Chaplain,
stepped up to the tragedy.
Chaplain,
Sorry. That
can
was
you
bad.
find any radio signals?
I will try.
Just as a quick reminder, the evacuation was happening and now it's stalled. So it stopped yesterday. But
stopped
okay, if you want
yesterday.
to try and
I'd like to monitor to see if I can find out if anything's going on that we should know about.
so are you looking for comm traffic specifically between spaceships, or what kind of what are you specifically looking for?
I would like to search both comm traffic between ground control and any ships that are likely to be coming in or moving, but I'd also like to do a frequency scan for any comm traffic which is maybe on a frequency that would not usually be transmitting in this kind of area.
Okay. Let me see. What can we make you roll? There is wonderfully something known as Comtech.
Yeah.
As a skill here. So yeah, make me a Comtech roll, please.
Okay, so
That's
my
wits
Comtech
plus
is
Comtech.
4.
Wits plus Comtech.
4 and 4 for Comtech, so that's 8.
Wow. Robot
Well,
knows how to.
Comtech and synthetic. I have a success there, yes.
Excellent. Is it only one success, or
Just the one, yeah. For me, that's pretty good off 8 dice.
Yes.
To be honest.
Yes.
it's better than I would have done? You detect there is no communications between ships going on that you can see, but what you do detect, so you don't detect any kind of communications between the tower and anything up in space. There's nothing going on there. It's almost as if everything has just been shut down. There's nothing going on. But you do detect underneath kind of all the static and military chatter that is just general military chatter that you'd get from sending out a fleet. So that you can hear that the fleet went out a couple of hours ago and they're still in contact. You do detect something else underneath that. If I can find where that might be. It's a private network of communications that you recognize as belonging to the Weyland-Yutani Corporation. And that's pretty much all you can gather from it at the moment. But you know that it's very localized to Ariarcus. It's not off-world communication, and there's a bit of chatter going on to maybe a few points, but you can't pinpoint where it's coming from.
Am I able to decode any of the chatter that is going on? Is this something that I patch through for everybody, or is this just for me?
I'll leave it up to you as to whether you want to let everybody else know that this is going on.
Okay.
Obviously, you're not technically military, so you can. You are. I think you. Are you created by the Weyland-Yutani Corps, or are you created by somebody else, or does it not say?
No, it's he's Hyperdyne model synthetic. So I believe used by the Weyland-Yutani Corps.
Yeah.
But not created by them.
Cool. All right. In that case, you just know it is a Weyland-Yutani signal, but are unable to hack the signal because it's Weyland-Yutani, and they're paranoid about everything, and pretty much run the universe. So, but you are aware that there is Weyland-Yutani chatter going on.
What's going on then, Chaplain?
No communications that I can decode that are going to be of any use to us at the moment. Certainly nothing between ship and ground or ship and ship.
Okay. I reckon then we go speak to the guys in the tank, see if they've had any troublemakers, anyone who's been trying to jump, see if they've got any leads on anything, anyone acting suspicious, more suspicious. What do you reckon?
Plan.
Yeah? Let's
Yes.
go near the big tank then. I'll drive over. Can I do a bit of a handbrake turn? Handbrake stop?
Do you want to try a handbrake stop?
No, not into a tank. I go to do it and then I think, that's quite a big tank. I'll just park normally. And then I leave it in gear and stall it just as we go to get out when I'm trying to look cool.
It's you drive up towards this place and you go, I'm gonna impress these people, and then you see it's known as an M40E Ridgeway heavy tank. This thing is a beast. It is huge. It is well armored and well protected. It is good at crowd control, but it can also take out vehicles if it needs to. And you're only in an APC that doesn't really have any weapons. And you're like, yeah, man, I'll be sensible. I'll be
I
sensible.
thought it was a smaller tank that was further away.
Yeah. These ones are small. Those ones are far away.
So yeah, park up normally, indicate and everything.
Cool. As you get out, as you park up and you get out of the tank, the weather starts to change. It was cold and wet and miserable beforehand, but now a full-on blizzard starts to kind of descend, and it's the temperatures is starting to drop. As soon as you open the door, you start to feel the cold coming in. Are you? And you can see the four. There's a sergeant and 4 Marines stood outside the gate. They don't look happy that they're there. They look quite pissed off that they've been made to stand outside in this, and the tank is just it's pointing its big gun at you, basically. And as you get out, the sergeant kind of goes, "What do you want?" Whoever gets out the tank, your APC first, he directs it at you. So who's getting out the APC first into this blizzard? It's probably about -15 now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Chaplain because he's not first in command, and he wouldn't get out first for that reason.
Mason, go and ask him.
Roger. Before I leave the vehicle, I check that my overall is closed, that communication is working, and everything is all right before I face the coldness outside, and then I enter the scene. What would be the right way to address this person? I can't say hello.
So they are, the person who is addressing you is a sergeant. It's quite clear they have pretty much the same getup as Iona on them, and they are a Marine, and they are part of the USCMC as you are. So how would you speak to one of your fellow Marines who is only slightly above you in rank? He doesn't look happy. He just looks a bit pissed off that he's stood outside in the cold and
What
being
did
given
he say?
guard duty. What do you want? Everyone is basically going to be a slight Cockney angry person in this.
Probably taking some weight from your shoulders, Sergeant. We are here on a mission from Central Command, and we need to ask you if there were any troublemakers. We are missing a squad of 4 people.
Troublemakers? Fucking look at that lot in there, mate. There's like 2,000 of them in there. This place is a shithole. Can't wait for us to get off. But stopping that fucking elevator, mate. Worst decision, but not my choice, is it? You got any creds on you? Being credentials.
And I produce my dog
Tags.
right?
Ah, so you were with that lot who should have gone off to beat up those fucking commies out there. Fucking space commies.
Yeah, missing reading out on that action.
Yeah, getting stuck down here was a bad call, mate. Don't know why they brought you down here. This is why I'd go out there and fight those fuckers. But yeah, no, cool. As long as everyone else is cool inside there, I leave the vehicle out here. There's no room to move it around if you want to go and have a look around. But fucking hell, everyone's trying to get off this planet, so I ain't seen anything. I wouldn't be able to help you with this, mate. Just go in and have a look around if you want.
Thank you. And I give him, if it's proper, a handshake. And then I salute him. And I turn around and make reports to my team and immediately feel better as soon as I see Chaplain. Well, we are allowed on the area to do a search action. They haven't taken notice of anybody who isn't supposed to be here, but this doesn't mean there isn't anyone.
Right then. Okay. Can we? Let's just look at the pictures again. We've got pictures of these guys, haven't we? We've got some decent.
Oh yeah, I
intel.
was meant to send you all that kind of stuff, but I'll just
Let's
say
have a look.
I will, as and when you need it, I'll give you the information.
Okay. Well, everyone, just look, especially you, Chaplain. Have a look at these faces. Remember them. This is who we're looking for. Let's go in.
I don't have any of the. Okay, I don't have any of them open.
Bring some snacks. Nah, we'll be all right. There'll be shops in there. Well, you never know with airports, though, do you? On the other side of the gate, they should tell you.
There are people waiting for a day to leave. The shops won't be open or empty by this point. But this is good. And I hand everyone a Nutri bar.
Ooh, flapjack flavor. Nice. Thanks.
Only the best.
Is it the corner or is it the centre?
Yeah, I got a corner.
Right.
Should we head in? Come on then, chappers.
Very well.
Cool. So you enter into the spaceport. Let me find the.
We're obviously taking our regular guns and things. We're doing military stuff.
So you're going to walk around like your actual Marines. Obviously.
In this, we're going to be clearly.
Captain doesn't carry a gun, but yes.
Yeah.
Captain Silver is going to remain in the APC, monitor the situation outside of that, make sure that you're not going to be surprised by anything. The hothead, Zim, I'm going to call him Zim because I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. So Zim is coming with you, properly looking for a bit of a fight. And Hammer and Dante are just kind of taking up the rear, coming with you. As you enter into it, you walk down basically a main road that leads into the spaceport. It would usually take traffic, but with the sheer number of people who are trying to escape, they don't want any vehicles moving around. It'll be a bit too dangerous. to the right and left, there are 2 landing pads. On the big landing pad to the left, there is a USCSS medical frigate. It's quite clearly to you, being part of the military, you know that this is a medical frigate. And there are Marines around it, guarding it, keeping away the people who look like they might want to board it. It looks like it's possibly kept its engines warm, but everything else about it is dark. And it is quite large as a ship. As a quick glance, you would notice that it could probably evacuate the rest of the colony easily in one load. But it's just sat there idling, and no one's allowed in, and the squad is keeping everybody away from it. It's the only ship around. There's nothing else around that you can see on the landing pads. There's a couple of hangars that are closed off, but you'd have to, if you wanted to investigate those, you'd have to go into them. But the other landing pads that you can see are empty, and there's just people sat on them looking forlornly at the medical frigate.
Okay.
Does anybody want to do like any proper observations, or do you just want to walk around and use your eyeballs and just go like, oh, this is cool?
First of all, before we get in there and start doing our observations, I want to put old Grumpy Pete on there, just watching the exit, so that, because I reckon they're going to try, if they are in there, they're probably going to try and make a run for it when they see us.
Who's Grumpy Pete?
Zim.
Oh, Zim. Okay.
Leave him on the exit. He'll make a lot of noise if they do try and exit. And then, I want to use some proper sleuthy peeking around skills.
Zim is not happy that you've told him to go and wait.
Of course not. He was never going to be happy about anything.
Yeah, but Silver agrees. Captain Silver agrees with you and tells him to go stand by and just make sure, keeps an eye out for anybody who's leaving.
Yeah, because anyone who's leaving this is a suspect. Because this is the only way out. So if anyone's going the other way, stop them, Zim.
Cool. Right. Does anybody want to poke around a little bit?
Sure. All the poking, all the round.
Chaplain would be naturally observing all the time.
Yeah, surely he's got like face recognition software built in or something.
With an observation of 2 off of wits of 4, possibly Windows 7, but as something will be running.
That's Windows 10. It's the version that they released that was meant to be good but never was. So if anybody, so what we can do, rather than everybody roll individually on the observation, you can do a group observation, which is kind of like a help roll as well. So one of you will roll it, and you'll get +1 dice for each person who's helping you. What we'll say is Hammer and Dante are also looking around as well, so there's at least a +2 from those 2 in there as well. Silver is not watching and looking around for that. Silver is more kind of watching you to make sure that you are safe and not looking for these people. And Zim is obviously not watching because he stood by the door probably having a cigarette and getting annoyed at being out in the cold and not being involved.
As long as he doesn't let anyone out, it's fine.
So whoever's got the best observation can probably do this and get +4 dice to it.
My wits and observation total up to 6.
I've got 4.
I've got 3.
Wow. 3?
I haven't even got an individual observation number.
No.
I'm surprised you found your way into the building, to be honest.
Who said that?
Can read maps, can't read people, can't see people.
I'm face blind.
Yeah.
New version of
Okay, so
Snowblind.
I got a base roll of 6 then in that case.
In that case, add 4 to it. So you're rolling 10 dice.
Okay.
I'm going to have to get the book out now, aren't I? Because you're going to roll like a multiple load of 6s. I'm going to have to
Well, you've
work
got
out
plenty of
the
time
total.
because half of these will go on the floor, and then I'll have to find them. So. Okay. Tom, guess how many successes I got off of 10 dice?
The quality number of 0.
No, I got 2.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! So you have succeeded. You have seen
Okay.
a few things. I'll tell you what those are in a second. But you have also got more than 1 success, which allows you to do a stunt.
Yay.
So you get to ask me one of these questions. Is it coming for me? Are there more of them close by? How do I get in past away? Also, I'll let you. I'll tell you what you see, and if you can think of a better question, because these are all very, very clearly aimed at certain things.
They're combat
Later on in the
questions
game.
mostly. Yeah.
I will. I'll let you kind of ask me a question. So, as you are scanning around, you are very much more aware of how people behave. Whereas you've got Marine grunts with you. These people are hard ass killers, basically, and they're not very people friendly people. But you chaplain, you're programmed to deal with people because people don't like you, so you have to be better at dealing with people. You notice somebody kind of on the edge of the crowd. Their hood is up, and they are watching you. As you notice them, they notice you. And they are quite clearly spooked by you guys. A squad who they don't recognize. And then kind of tries to meld back into the crowd. And you can kind of keep track of her, or them, I should say. You can kind of keep track of them as they move through, but it's only very, very quick glances. They have a quite a long shawl on, keeping them away from the worst of the blizzard, and they have a scarf across their face. So you can't quite tell who it is, but someone has definitely noticed you, and as you notice them, and they are trying, in a way, to try and hide out, avoid you.
Mhm.
And it is a woman. You can tell that it is a female.
Okay, so my question off the back of that, based on the kind of style of the other questions, would be, how do we corner them?
You would have to You'd have to kind of work through the crowd and get everybody working together with Silver following them. So there'd be multiple things you'd have to do to corner them.
Okay. So as we're moving through the crowd, I'll make the rest of the party aware of the person in such a way that it just looks like a kind of, normal conversation that we would be having as we're moving. And whilst they're assimilating that and what they're going to do, I would radio back to Silver and prep them.
Cool. In that case, what we'll do is, if you're speaking to Silver, is I'll let you roll some dice for Silver. If we can find Silver. Silver is going to try and track them. Silver is not very good at this.
I can see why they were captain.
Yeah, they have command and manipulation, and that's about it. I think because he's trying to because Silver is trying to organize you around this person, and you have the eyes on it. I think we'll do it as a command roll to keep track of them, which will allow everybody else to kind of have bonuses on other dice when we do it. So a command roll would be empathy plus command. Silver has an empathy of 4, and a command of 3, so that is 7 dice.
Okay.
To make sure that the communication is correct and they give the correct orders that you need to encircle this person and capture them.
No, 0 successes there.
Do you want to push the dice and give Silver some stress?
Yes, because it's a captain's pay grade to be stressed.
Cool.
So
right.
I think that's
so
fair.
the stress dice.
There in the motor.
The stress dice instantly gets added in. So when you make this next roll, you get the stress dice in it. So you'll be
Okay.
rolling 8 dice. The stress dice will still work on a 6, but if you roll a 1, bad shit's going to happen.
On any dice.
No, only on the stress dice. So roll the stress dice
So roll
separately.
the stress dice separately. Okay. Okay, so there's a roll of 7 dice. And I have got, well, I did not roll a 1 on the stress dice, you'll be pleased to know. But I also didn't have any successes off of that 7 either.
Silver is basically sat in the APC just bitching about the cold and about the hole in the wall that has not been fixed and the heating is just not working, and doesn't give a crap about this random woman that you've seen in the crowds. Doesn't trust you, doesn't like you very much, doesn't really get on well with androids, and just like, yeah, no, screw you. So yeah, and is also not going to pass on your message to any of the other members. So unless you actually speak to them, yeah.
Chaplain would.
And what I'm going to do on this as well, actually, because this has failed on Silver, and because you are well aware that this person is sus, you're going to get stressed. So you now have a stress dice, please, Chaplain.
Okay. I have moved a die to the other side of the table.
Yeah, so we'll.
Do I need to roll it at this stage?
No, only on your dice rolls. When you roll, you'll have to roll that extra dice.
I have put it on. Oh, hang on. I've put it down with a 1 facing upwards. I'm just going to turn it over. There we go.
Red alert.
Okay. A chaplain would focus on the job in hand then, and nuts to Captain Silver.
Cool. So you're gonna pass on the message to everybody else.
Yes.
Yeah, cool. Right. So how does everyone else respond to this? Let's go with Mason. Mason, how do you respond to this news? Tom, that's you.
I know, and I was talking,
But
but I was totally in character and waiting for orders, because this sounds like something that we should do in an organized way. And then there's just nothing. And then I just say, mark the target, give a direction. Chaplain, mark the target, give a direction.
I do so.
Yep.
And I'm like, where? What direction? Which way?
Over there by the subway.
ah.
Is it called a subway? Has subway traveled to space?
Oh yeah, I think
No,
it came
I'm
from
in
space.
steps that go down and underneath, obviously. Not a sandwich bar. That would be silly.
Oh, what?
Oh.
I was hoping to get the sandwich as well.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, I see. Yeah, eyes on them. I think it's a woman though.
Yeah. Let me find things.
Is one of our targets a woman?
Probably.
Yes.
So not shooting for.
Okay, so while we go through this, you have 4 targets. I will try and remember who the targets are. Let's go. You have Wojciech, Carvalho, Wright, and Reese. Wojciech it's Amelia Wojciech. You have Isaac Carvalho, Jamie Wright, and will be Reese. Jamie Wright is a girl as well.
Okay.
So we
Reese and Carvalho are men. Wojciech and Wright are girls, or female, I should say.
Women's. So can we? I mean, so concentrating on the two women, are they more likely to? Is there any distinguishing marks we can get from the file that we can look out for?
So let me have a quick look. Wright is black, and Wojciech is white. Other than that, they're kind of like the only. They look like Marines, hard asses.
And with the hood up, it would be hard to see, presumably, even for me.
Yeah, you
All right,
won't be able to tell which one is which at the distance without getting close to them.
Okay.
But you do know your personality types. Wojciech is a bit manic, likes to run around and blow the shit out of things, and Wright, Lance Corporal Wright is paranoid. About things, is very much a checker and worried about everything, which is a bit weird for a. And apparently, I've just noticed, Reese is his personality is doorknob. Not quite sure what that means. Not sure what a doorknob personality is, but
is that a doormat?
I don't know, but apparently
Strange.
Doorknob. So yeah.
Let's
I've
catch
just looked it
Wojciech.
up, if you want to know.
Oh yeah.
The person who goes along with whoever is the dominating figure in a group is called the doorknob because they turn in the direction of whoever manages to have authority.
Never heard
Awesome.
that before.
Great. Let's catch somebody.
Okay, I want to go over near Chaplin. Did they look armed? Could you tell? Could you see?
I couldn't tell.
Okay. Is this subway open, and where does it go to? It's not an exit, right?
There is no subway.
It is the shop.
Yeah, it's a shop.
Okay. All right then. Let's keep an eye on this one then. And
They order their chicken in from they still order their chicken in from Thailand.
there's supply chain issues at the moment.
Just a bit. It takes about 20 years for your order to come when you order a chicken sub.
Which is about standard, but you still can't get a milkshake at the moment.
No.
There's no APV drivers. There's a backlog of APV drivers.
Stuck at the border. They're trying to put through emergency things, but it's a.
Well, look. Is there any? We don't want to be killing civilians here,
Right.
right?
Right.
Okay,
Yes.
fair enough. Well, I think we need to sort of
Go now.
subtly surround her as much as possible,
Great idea.
and go on.
Put Dante on the backside.
Yes. Between the rest of us, not taking Zim off the door, we surround. I'm going to stick with Chaplin because he's not armed.
Then we should pair Chaplin with Hammer.
Why?
Better armed.
I'm already next to him. Let's just do it. Come on.
Right.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Should we just go large? Let's just go large. Point, you, stop moving, everyone down. It's order everyone down on the ground now, and we know where R1 is. And if they make a break for it, then they're even easier to catch.
Right.
Go big or go home.
Let's make a big song and dance out of it.
It's a plan with no drawbacks, isn't it?
Can I do the old pistol in the sky?
If you want to.
You have enough pistols.
I'll get everyone's attention.
You are a rifleman, so you are technically a good shot, so you're not going to shoot anybody when you do
I'm
that.
aiming at the sky.
Yeah? How does
What do you
everyone...
reckon? Let's do it.
You're in command.
Oh yeah, blooming.
Well, yeah,
what's
you
their
are
names?
actually in command because your captain is a useless
Just-
piece of shit at the moment.
Trying to tune the radio into classic FM. Right.
Yeah, he's annoyed that Chaplin has gone because lost the tunes. Never going to give you up is just constantly on repeat now.
This is going to be the third time I've shot in the air now. Everybody down. You stop moving. You in the hood.
Okay, as you shoot into the air and fire off your pistol,
Yeah.
the shot is lost. The sound of the shot is lost in the gale of the wind, and it is not heard by many
Gale.
people. The people closest to you hear it and are like, "What?" But they don't really pay you much attention. Some of them kind of respond to it, and you get pointed at, and a space appears around you as they kind of back away. And there's a ripple effect, and it slowly kind of catches on. The person you are looking for clearly sees what is going on, sees you do this, and bolts
Good.
through the crowd towards the exit, which I think there is only one exit. Let me just
Yeah,
have a look at
because
the
we
map.
put Zim on it. And they are surrounded, broadly speaking, by the five of us.
Yep. Yeah, they bolt towards the exit.
Yes.
But obviously, you do, as you say, you have a Zim stood at the exit.
Grumpy Zim.
Grumpy
Yeah,
Zim.
Down. Grumpy idiot.
Chaplin would instantly bolt after them, regardless.
Yep.
Belt and braces.
Good. All right. Go grab them.
They're likely to get to Zim first, I would say.
We should have done some hothead stuff for Zim, but we're not going to. I don't have any D6 on me, so would someone like to roll something for Zim, as Zim basically clotheslines this person as they try to run past them?
Get in, Zim.
So who would like to roll Zim clotheslining this person?
I feel it shouldn't be me.
I'll do it. How many do I get to roll?
Okay, so you are going to roll a close combat attack. This is going to be Zim has the hard hitter special talent, which allows you to add +2 modification to close combat if you sacrifice your fast action. So in combat, you either get 2 fast actions, a fast action, and a short action. And we'll go through all those when we actually get a proper combat. This is not a proper combat, so Zim is very, very much aware of this person coming towards them and winds up this wonderful clothesline just to take them out. And so you're going to get +2 to this. So it's going to be 4 for strength and 3 for close combat, plus another 2. So you'll be rolling 9 dice.
Okay. I'll do them in 2 stages. No sixes.
No sixes.
No sixes. Can he have another go? Can we
He can
stress him
push
out
the
a little
roll,
bit?
but he will get stressed, which will give him
He's
10 dice.
Always stressed.
Yeah, he's always stressed. He's been told to stand by a door and not get involved. He's pissed off. So he's So you'll now roll 10 dice. One of those dice roll separately, because if it rolls a 1, bad shit will happen to him.
Okay.
This is going so well. Like
10 dice, but
It's
one of
going
them's
as it normally goes.
10 dice, but one of them's a bad one.
Yeah.
I'll do the bad one last. Now the bad one got a 6.
That's fine. That's fine.
Is that good?
That's good. It's only if the bad one
Yes.
it's only if it gets a 1.
Okay, nice. Oh, well, good on you, Zim. Always believed in you.
Okay, so I'm making note of this. Zim also has 1 stress. Yeah, Zim.
I'll
Is
chill
it
him
how
out,
many
do
6s
some-
is it? Is it
do
only
a
1
bit.
6?
It was just the 1 6 and the very last die.
Wow, we are doing so well at dice rolling. So Zim,
I'm
yeah,
looking forward to combat now on the grounds that
yeah.
all these grenade and RPG launchers are going to be so much fun.
It's just going to blow up in our hands.
So this hooded person runs past him, completely is unaware that Zim is there, because he's been too focused on you guys stalking them, and just does not see the arm shoot out in front of them as they just get taken out. The ice of the storm makes a loose footing and just collapses to the ground. Doesn't just looks winded and dazed, and Zim just kind of stands over the top of them, points his rifle at, and goes, "Do not move." And Chaplin runs up behind as this happens. As you get close, Chaplin, you recognise it quite clearly as Corporal Wright, one of the
Excellent.
AWOL.
All right.
So yeah. What do you want to do with Corporal Wright?
I get there first, presumably.
You're there, like obviously. Zim is there, pointing his rifle, just pinning them down, and you are the first one there.
I put my foot on their neck to stop them getting up.
Corporal Wright, panic and confusion and fear is quite clearly seen on Wright's face, and they are like, "What's going on? Why would you? This is not right. This is not right. This is completely fucked. Why are you here? What's going on? Who are you?"
The others arrive by this point.
No, just for ease, we'll say yes.
Okay.
Looks like we found Miss Wright. I take my sunglasses off.
I couldn't have been smoother if it was planned.
Yeah. I take my ice goggles off and my eyeballs freeze and I put them back on again.
What do you want me to do with her?
You just hold, use your robot grip and just hold on to her.
I'll keep her on the floor with...
Well, no, we want to get her back in the van. We want to get her in the back. Get in the back of the van. Come on. Pick her up.
Okay.
But don't you hold on because you got old robot grip.
Yeah. I will pull her to her feet.
Yeah.
She fights against this. He's like screaming, "Who the fuck are you? And what the fuck do you want with me?"
Chaplin would just say, it will be more comfortable for you if you don't struggle, and tightens his grip slightly.
Okay, I'm going to have to go and find myself some dice in a minute, I think. Because she's going to fight against you. So we have... Chaplin is holding her. Let me find my dice. I thought I had them on my desk. I don't seem to have them on my desk.
Does he have any... Oh, would he have any sedatives or anything, being a doctor? Is he not a doctor?
No, he's got a surgical kit. He has
Let's
a
not
surgical kit.
Blow all our morphine on her. Save a little bit for Sunday. We don't
I
know how
think
long
it
we're
would
gonna
be very helpful if we could ask her some questions like, where are the other 3 people?
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, good one, Mason. Go on, you ask.
Right, what's going on? I found my dice.
Wonderful.
Mason's going to ask her out.
Dice are on the floor. Right, so
Go on, Mason.
first of all, actually, we're gonna do a little bit of a grappling roll here because Chaplin is trying to hold right still. So it is a close combat roll because it's based on strength. So I need to find the right one. I'm going to roll this now. Oh, okay. So this is a contested roll. Basically, Chaplin, you are going to roll your close combat. I'm going to roll my close combat, and whoever gets more 6s wins. I am so glad I was not rolling his stress dice there. That was a lot of 1s.
How many 6s though?
I will tell you when you've rolled yours.
I have rolled them.
Aha, I have 1 6 and
So
3
do I.
1s.
I have 1 6 as well.
Okay. What we'll do, just for ease, because it's you who are in control of the situation, it's your thing that you're trying to do, you succeed. So you do manage to control her. And so what is Mason trying to do? What are the questions Mason is asking?
What's her rank?
She just spouts off the military rank. She is... Who is she? This is... Lance. I think is Lance Corporal.
Lance Corporal.
Yeah, I am Lance Corporal Wright. Who are you?
We are here under direct command from Central. As you can clearly see, you are surrounded and under arrest. We need to know where's the rest of your squad right now.
Okay. In response to that, you need to roll me a manipulation check, please.
For once, I'm not the social character in this game.
What? Lies.
I'm not. I'd like to ask, I am the company of a synthetic holding her and 2 heavy gunners.
Yeah, also you can have some help from people. You can add 2 dice to that.
Wonderful, thank you.
The threat, I suppose, is what it comes under.
And I got 1 success.
Woohoo! That's all you need. 1 success.
Where are they? Oh no, what did we ask her?
Yeah, I need to know where your companion.
Where are they? Where are they?
I've no fucking idea where they are. I fucking left them. They've gone fucking mental. Everything that I've done, it was wrong. We shouldn't have done this. It was a mistake. I will go with you. Fucking put my hand, handcuff me. I will fucking go with you. This has been a major fuck up of the biggest kind, and it goes up the ladder. I will answer any questions that you have, any questions that you want to know. I will answer them. This is fucked. This ice planet, this moon. We need to leave now. Something is not right here. There are things going on here that people need to know about.
What people?
Anybody but the fucking command here. fucking commander involved, fucking sub-level 3, Project Life. It's all fucked. We need to leave now. They put something in us.
Well,
Some,
something in the water.
There's
What do you
something in
mean
the
they
water.
put something in you?
Fucking things on our face.
What, just you four? Or just your team?
Hang on 1 second.
Also, Mason, when they say sub-level 3, that means underground level. That's nothing to do with sandwiches.
Nah. Yeah, they fucking put us. There's like a monster inside of us. They fucking put some monster inside of us. They fucked us. They said they could fucking cure us. They did not fucking cure us. It's inside us. There's something inside us. It's fucking killing us.
Is it in you right now?
It's fucking in me now. I can
I
feel
pull
it.
my gun.
Whoa,
And
whoa,
I'm
whoa,
going
whoa,
to
whoa.
shoot her.
They fucking no, don't shoot me. They fucking told us that they'd put this inoculation in us, something called, I don't know what 26 Draconis or something shit like that. It was meant to kill the thing inside of us, but
Can I suggest that we get back and I run some tests and find out exactly what's going on here?
Nope, not gonna happen. And yeah, I'm making the attempt to shoot her.
ooh,
Bloody hell.
you're gonna
Is
shoot her?
anybody trying to stop me?
No, I get out the way.
I'm gonna say you're gonna do this very, very quickly, aren't you? You're not gonna.
No,
You're just gonna pull out. You're gonna shoot her straight in the head.
I'm talking. You can probably see me sweating, but you can see that I'm shivering to the point of staggering at this moment. And there would be room or time to stop me or to get her out of the way or anything like this.
Okay. Yeah, I will let you roll a ranged attack. Remember, this is close range. You're not engaged, so there are multiple ranges, and we'll deal with all that kind of stuff in proper things. But yeah, you are close. You are at close range, so you will be rolling ranged. What pistol are you going? What weapon are you going to be using to do this? You are currently armed with a pulse rifle, a grenade launcher, a service pistol, or an incinerator unit.
Service pistol.
You're not going to put a grenade into her face?
No,
Not using
I'm
your grenade?
kind of direct close to her. I'm not.
Where's Chaplin? Is Chaplin still holding her?
I'm holding her.
So is he basically behind her?
I'm going to guess that Mason is not going to try and shoot Chaplin in the head of this while he's doing this.
Okay.
I'm gonna
not
guess
trying,
anyway.
but right now I'm not clearly thinking.
Right. So this is a ranged combat attack. So your agility plus ranged combat. Your service pistol gives you +2. Its range is medium, so at close range you actually get +1. So you're actually looking at +3 to this. It does 1 damage per success. But you are also shooting them in the head, so we'll see how that goes. But I think because of what the reason is behind this, and I know why you're doing this, I'm going to give you a stress dice instantaneously before you even think about pushing the dice roll for failure. Because I know you're going to fail it, so...
No, I think it is a bad idea, and I'm super succeeding at it.
So you've got 7, 8, 9, 10 dice. One of those is a stress dice.
Yeah, and these are the successes I rolled.
4.
4.
4
what's
successes.
your
Did you
stress?
roll a 1 on the stress dice?
No,
Damn
it
it.
was a 5.
Right, so I now need to look at the...
Do you really, really, really shoot her in the head?
Really
So what you do there is you succeed, and then you get 3 stunts you can perform with this shot.
Backflips.
Um,
Do the
But-
old turn around, do it behind your back. Choo.
Yeah, there's like proper Wild West gunman kind of shit going on here. So for every extra 6 you roll, you can choose one of these stunts. You can inflict 1 more point of damage. You can choose this stunt multiple times if you roll several 6s. You can pin your enemy down, so making them make a panic roll, but they're pinned anyway. You position yourself to get to exchange your initiative score. So this is all kind of if you're actually in a long combat. Your target drops a weapon or other handheld object, you choose which. Your opponent falls to the ground or is pushed back, for example, through an airlock. So you can add 3 more damage to this, which will do a total of 4 damage to them. Let me have a look at what their health is.
Yeah, damage is 1.
Why is that not loading? There we go. Okay, because you've rolled so many successes, I will tell you now her health is 4, and you are shooting her in the head, so her armor is not going to count. Also, she's not wearing any armor, I've just noticed.
Really?
Not on her head, no.
Where did they come from? So she's definitely dead then?
I'm going to guess Tom's going to choose the extra damage, because that will kill her.
Yes. I don't want to end up in a situation to shoot it multiple times.
What I would say would probably happen from Chaplin's perspective is that it would look like as this happens, Chaplin makes an effort to pull her out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
But what actually probably happens is that in trying to do that, he appears to push her into the line of fire.
Yeah. And as that happens, and Mason pulls the trigger, you all hear the shot as it fires out clearly, as if almost like the wind has stopped at that point. The head snaps back in that very movie-like fashion that does not happen in real life. A slight spray appears from the opposite side of the skull, and the body goes limp in Chaplin's hands and arms, and it is Wright is dead.
Guess they
And
didn't
we
have
shall
the right
everybody
stuff.
now gets an extra stress. You have seen a murder. This is quite clearly a murder in cold blood. There has been no reason for Mason that you are aware of to do this. So everybody, please take 1 extra stress. You can mark. There's a thing on your on your character sheets which says stress level, or you can write it down somewhere where you can do that.
I also received this point of stress.
Yes, you have just murdered somebody. Even though there are reasons for it, and I know your reasons for it, you still you have murdered somebody.
I've also messaged you a note.
Yeah, I've seen the note. Thank you very much, Mark. And I understand that. And what we'll do there is we will actually end the session here. I don't want to go too much further into the story without Fiona being able to have a say.
I think it's only fair that she realises there's a blatant murder going on in our midst by one of the party who's obviously a killer.
Yes.
all
Mason
killers.
is a seriously unhinged person.
Yeah.
Mason.
Come on, dude!
Chaplin.
I've got it all over me now.
Yeah, it's a right old mess.
Chaplin's like, I don't really know how to pick my buddies.
That's a question. I've just put my thing away. So, Chaplin, who is your buddy?
Mason.
Mason is your buddy. Oh, okay. Yeah, you know how to choose your friends well.
Chaplin is my buddy as well.
Yeah, you two are friends.
Chaplin's my buddy. Oh, I'm a third wheel.
You're the commanding third wheel.
Cool. So yeah, we'll stop there for the moment. But yeah, so right, you have a body of one of the AWOLs that you were trying to find now on your hands, and we will see next time when that is. And so we shall end the session here. I hope that was a nice introduction, very quick and short and sweet. We're slowly building up the stress. Nobody's died yet in our group. You have killed someone.
Yeah, apart from Righty.
Nobody who matters.
Nobody who matters. No. Nobody who pretty much offered you all of the information you needed and then got shot in the head.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to come back and bite you in the ass at any point whatsoever.
No.
As long as that's the only thing that comes back and bites us.
Yes. It'll only be a lack of information that bites you in the ass.
And only ever figuratively.
Yes. Cool. So, we shall end the session here. The next session, I'm hoping, we've not really discussed this yet, when it's going to be, but I think I vaguely said that it was going to be the 10th of October to people, which is 2 weeks on a Sunday. The reason I'm not doing it next Sunday, and I'm going to put this in the chat, is because next Sunday I'm in London doing something really stupid. I'm running the London Marathon. Did that work? Yes, okay, cool. I am running the London Marathon next Sunday in London for a charity called NOMAN is an Island, and it is about ending all cancers caused by HPV. There's a little thing in the chat, and I'll put it in the YouTube video link. I am very near my funding goal, which is really, really cool. So if you want to go check out a charity that is trying to end 5% of cancers caused worldwide, go check them out. Really cool charity. And that's why we're not running it next weekend, because I'm running 42k, and then I don't think I'll be in any state to actually be able to communicate with people after that. So that's why we're not doing a game next Sunday. But other than that, I hope the three of you enjoyed the introduction to Alien. And it will only get worse from here, is all I can say, in the game. So what we shall do is we shall wrap up. We'll go the opposite way round this time. Just kind of say who you are, what you do, where people can find you. And then we shall end it for this evening. So we'll start with, this time, James. So who are you, where can people find you, and what do you do? Other than try to look like Vasquez.
I'm James Shakeshaft. I am the co-host of the Loremen Podcast. And that can be found in all the places that you get podcasts, all of which are on the internet.
Yes, in the internet.
Basically.
The internet is a place where things exist.
Have a look on the internet for it. Loremen, Loremen. It's written there, isn't it?
Yeah, I've actually changed it so it says Loremen this time, whereas I think in Vesson I had it as Loreman.
Loreman.
Well, there's only one of you, wasn't there?
At a time, but we're always collectively the Loremen. It's like the Legion of Doom.
Yeah. We should get Alistair involved at one point. I know he has other commitments, but we should get him involved.
He'd be good on a nice cold moon.
The gingerness would the radiating heat of the ginger hair would keep him warm, and the ginger beard.
He's good as a foreigner in Mockery Manor, so I see no reason why he can't be on a moon as well.
Yeah, there's nothing more foreign than a moon.
No, he's a northerner, so he's up there already.
It's all, yeah. What is defining characteristics?
Yes, we are defining Alistair by... yes, anyway. Sorry, Alistair. Hi. I've never met you, but hi. Right, okay. Next, who do we have? We have Fiona, who is not here, so Fiona's the next one around. She'll be hopefully around in the next game. We're going to keep her here, and hopefully she'll turn up. She's amazing. Go check her out at What Am I Rolling podcast, where she does all sorts of other one-shot RPGs to learn the games. I'm on there. We've played some Bluebeard's Bride, which is a folk horror RPG based on the Bluebeard's Bride French folktale. And it is truly horrifying, that game. It is terrifying. If you want to see it, you can either listen to it on her podcast or you can see it on my YouTube channel. There's creepy babies in there. As a warning, it is quite a creepy roleplay. She's also played in something with Darker Days Radio. Chris, who's the other podcast I'm with, she played Hellrise to Halt, which is a Warhammer Fantasy game, a scenario that I co-wrote with Chris from the Darker Days Radio podcast, so she's done that as well. But anyway, next up, we'll now go to Tom, and I'll shut up.
I just want to prompt an idea for some people here. How about the next marathon being called Loremen as an island? Maybe that could be something.
Maybe he can start his own charity.
I have to cure cancer then, basically. Oh.
Yes, yeah, you do.
Okay.
No pressure.
I've got a lot on.
Well,
yeah, that's a good charity. Your one, the real one, the NOMAN is an Omen one.
Yeah. And well, I'm Tom Murr. I'm around on Twitter and on some Discords, and I'm usually running games and ruining everybody's joy and making them feel creepy feelings and stuff. And I'm very, very sorry that I killed our main lead and...
No, you're not.
Kinda, actually I am, but, well, we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Cool. Cool. And then we'll move up to our last player, Mark.
Hello, yes, I am the creator and host of the Folklore Podcast. It's like Loremen without the comedy. So folklore, really. You can see the web address for it over my shoulder. You can listen to it again in places on the internet where podcasts can be found, and you can see my Twitter handle below me on screen there as well at Folklore Pod. Feel free to listen if you have nothing better to do with your time.
Cool. Right, and last but not least is me. I am David. I'm your drunken storyteller. I run games here or at Darker Days Radio, and I am also a podcaster, and I do drunken folklore tales from around the world. I attempt the comedy level of Loremen and fail miserably because it's one person ranting into a mic drunkenly. But yeah, go find me on the internets, as you say, where all the podcasts are, the Drunken Storyteller. You will find probably a music band before you find me. So make sure you look under podcasts if you want to check it out. I run games. We've done Vampire here, Vampire the Masquerade. I've done Vesson with James and Icy and Mark and Tom. Run a couple of other things on here as well. I'm also part of Darker Days Radio, which is a World of Darkness and Chronicles of Darkness podcast where we look at creepy horror-based RPGs. And I'm a iffy freelance RPG scenario writer. I've got a few published things out there as well. So that is me, and that's my Twitter handle. I'm not very active on the internet because I'm crap at the internet, and social media is the devil. It's the devil. But that's it. So I hope you all enjoyed watching that. We shall be back hopefully in 2 weeks, but we shall be back to finish this off at some point, and we shall have an extra body to have some fun with in the form of Fiona, who has already got stress by not being here. So we're going to throw more stress at her when she turns up. So that has been Alien Destroyer of Worlds, the first session. Thank you all very much for watching, and we shall see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.